one and only Andy Secombe, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a great panel because Andy's really funny and I'm actually slightly funnier. Have you had a couple days to acclimate yet?
No.
When did you get here, last night?
Last night, yeah.
Oh, so this is, so when I saw you at like 3 this afternoon coming from the gym, that was actually your 6 o'clock in the morning workout.
Absolutely, yeah. So, if you don't mind, I'll just put my head down and, you know.
Nod off for a minute.
Ah.
So how you
Hello,
been?
hello Dallas. Hooray. I'm in Texas, yeah.
Is this your first time here?
No, I actually came to Dallas, it was quite a long time ago, about 10 years ago.
Okay, cool.
Did a con here, I can't remember what it was now. But yeah, no, I loved it. But what I can't get over is the amount of meat that there is. Wherever you go, whatever restaurant you go to, they give you a plate full of meat.
Yummy.
I went to a steakhouse last night. And
The one out here? Jerry's?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I ordered a pork chop because I thought, I just wanted something. I didn't want anything big. And I was expecting a little pork chop. This thing arrived. It was huge. It was enough to feed a family. I couldn't believe it. So I took most of it away with me afterwards. But it was great. It was fabulous.
We're going to Hutchins tonight. It's a barbecue place. It's really good.
Oh, really?
I went to it Rebel Scum Con was here last year, but it was on the other side of town, and it was really good. Hutchins,
okay.
you got to try it out.
Hutchins, I'm right. I'll do that tomorrow night, maybe.
Okay, so we actually did an interview a couple months ago. And
we did it.
And the most successful part, it went very viral, so I think we're going to have to do it again.
Oh, really?
And you know what I should have done is prepped you for it?
Yeah, you should have done.
But I think when we did the interview talking to Watto, I'm tired too. I got in last night here too.
Sebulba couldn't make it.
Sebulba was in the last time we were together. Sebulba was here. But,
he was, yeah.
But we did the Watto answering questions, and we'll get to that a little bit later. Okay. But I want you to keep that in the back of your head. That I am going to talk to Andy for a little bit, but I do want to talk to Watto. He's doing the eyes already. You're already getting into it. You're already getting into character. That's great. And then also we're going to we didn't do this earlier, but we're going to do it now, is try to get some questions from you guys. So I don't know if you guys are going to have any questions, but we're going to try to pass the mic out so we can hear what you have to say. But how did you get involved again into Star Wars?
It all back in the midst of time, a long time ago.
In the last century, in the 1900s.
In the galaxy far away. I was running a very small-scale production company, animation company in London with a friend of mine. We were both actors, and we were fed up with just sitting around doing nothing while lots of things happening that we weren't involved with. So we thought, why don't we write our own stuff, and then we can work more? That was the plan. And anyway, we ended up with this tiny, very small-scale production company, and we wrote a few animations for Channel 4. There was something called it was an Israeli animator. It was very good. We did claymation stuff, and we did a few things for him. And then we ended up writing a very successful Channel 4 thing. It was originally French, called Insectors, which was originally filmed by a company called Phantom in France, which were a wonderful company, wonderful animation company. Sadly, they no longer exist. Anyway, long story short, we were doing that for years, and we got a call one day, and I picked up the phone, and I said, hello. Lunchtime Productions. We were called Lunchtime Productions because we liked having lunch more than working, which is probably why we didn't get very far. Anyway, I picked up the phone and said, hello, Lunchtime Productions, how can I help? And voiced at the end of the phone, an American voice, that said, hi, we're in town, we're casting for a movie. I said, oh, all right, interesting. What's the movie? Star Wars. Oh, really? So after I sort of got up off the floor, it turned out it was Robin Gerland casting for the prequels. And she said, who are your best voiceover people? I said, me. My partner wasn't in the office at the time, unfortunately.
So if your partner was in the office and you were out,
No,
they might have gotten it.
Yeah, who knows? You know, fate. So she said, "Are you free next week to come up to Bleasden Studios and audition?" I said, "Funnily enough, yes, I do have a window in my schedule." Um, and so I went and auditioned and walked in, and they didn't really have much of an idea of the character at the time. They had a few kind of basic line drawings of this character with a big pot belly and a big nose. But that was about it. And I said, okay, well, what does, you know, what is he? What is he? What's his thing? And she said, well, George doesn't really know what he sounds like, but he's kind of the streets. And he's possible mafia connections. He's a little rough around the edges. Okay. So I said, well, I thought, well, okay, so he's rough, he's of the street, so he's gonna sound a bit like that, you know, maybe a bit rough. He's a sort of criminal, and if he's got mafia connections, then it's gonna sound Italian. So you put the two together, and that's what you come up with. And they liked it, and funnily enough, and so they said, yes, great, come back next week and do the read through, and then and that was it. They gave me the part. And they paid me
right.
for it.
And they didn't really see Watto as just a voiceover character because you actually were on set, and
Yeah.
there's the whole idea of using you guys moving around for the animators to redo it later. So it's actually a little bit more involved than just voice acting.
Yes. Roger Christian, who was also here, he was the second unit director, and he reminded me that Watto was actually the first ever fully CGI character. So it was way before motion capture and all that sort of thing. So the only thing that I wore on set to differentiate me from the other actors, although I wasn't painted blue and I didn't have a funny haircut, was this hat. They made me wear this hat with it was a bit like a Japanese,
Like a doughboy helmet, right, from World War One.
yeah, a bit like that, and it had a very very sharp edge to it. It was very uncomfortable. It was very tight. And but anyway, I had to wear this hat, so the animators had something to look at because I was on set and I would play the scene with the other actors, and then so the animators knew which one was Watto. It's the one in the hat. And the first day of filming, I was incredibly nervous, and they put this hat on me, and it was in the summer. So I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt. And the first scene, it was the first scene ever, first scene of the whole movie that was shot. It was the scene in the hangar, the big hangar scene, where it's the chance cube scene. It's where Watto gambles with Qui-Gon Jinn, and Qui-Gon Jinn does the over the chance cube. And cheats, basically. And at the end of it, Watto is furious with him because he knows what he's done. And he's got this line, you may have won this small toss Outlander, but you will not win the race. And because I'm very short and because Liam is very tall, they put me on a flight case. So I'd stand on the flight so we'd be eye to eye. And so we did the scene a few times. You will not win the race. And George said, yeah, can you make him a little angrier? Just really go for him. So, you will not win the race. No, more. Give it more. Give it the full beans. Okay, so, you may have won this small toss, Outlander, but you will not win the race. And I spat this line in Liam's face, and I caught his nose with the edge of this hat. And he went down on the floor. I thought, oh, God, no. First day of filming, I've killed the leading actor. I split his nose wide open. He had blood pouring down his face. It was really kind of quite shocking, and I didn't know what to do. I thought I'd just run away now, and maybe they'll forget about the whole thing. Anyway, they patched him together with clever makeup and stuff, and it was fine. We did the scene; it was great. But ever after Liam, every scene we shot after that, Liam was a bit sort of wary of me. He was a boxer, you know. He's all about ducking and diving. But it didn't happen again. We kept our distance.
So there's two things I want to talk about what you just said that I did not know before.
Yes.
One is that you said that Watto was the first fully ever CGI character, which naturally I start thinking of Jar Jar Binks, but Jar Jar Binks was not, because there's two scenes that actually is Ahmed Best, where the feet and the hands are actually Ahmed Best. So he's not. So your character is the first.
The first fully CGI character.
I did not think of that. And that's a good point. And
You're talking to history here.
And this is what I do for a living. And then the second part I want to bring up is that you said about the chance cube, which Watto obviously uses because he knows it's going to come up. He knows it's going to come up blue or red or whatever the color is. Blue, his mother. So he knows it's going to come up blue, but it comes up red, and so he knows there's something going on that Qui-Gon cheated.
Yeah.
He had in the scene prior, or 2 or 3 scenes prior, he had called him. What do you think you are, a Jedi?
Yeah.
Waving your arm around like that.
Yeah.
Does Watto know Qui-Gon's a Jedi? It's not like he's wearing a great disguise. I mean, he's dressed like a freaking Jedi.
I think he's probably worked it out. You know,
Right.
I mean, you think, he's got all the stuff with the belt and the lightsaber. I'd say probably Jedi. Yes.
So you think he's figured it out? He knows the Force was used for that chance cube.
I'm not sure if he'd go that far, because I think he would have something to say about it. But I mean, I think he definitely suspects something's not quite right.
Yeah, because there's another part. Because now I'm starting to think of all these. There's a different perspective I have of Watto. Is that later on in the movie when he doesn't want to give Anakin up when he loses the race.
Yeah.
And then Qui-Gon says, "I'll bring the matter to the Hutts." And like, well, why do you care if he brings the matter to the Hutts? Hutts are gangsters anyway; they don't care. But a Jedi going to the Hutts might be an issue. I wonder. And then he backed down. That's interesting. There's a little Star Wars theory in there.
You've gone way beyond where I was going, but yes, no idea.
It's what I do, man. I'm a big Star Wars fan. But do you have a favorite character in Star Wars other than Watto? Well, we'll say Watto's probably your favorite because he's cool.
Han Solo, I think. Han Solo.
Everybody says Han Solo.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be boring.
I've heard it twice today already.
But I think I wanted, when I first saw the movie, the first one I saw was episode 4. I wanted to be Han Solo. You know, I came out of the movie theater thinking, Han Solo, I'm going to get in my spaceship and sail off around the galaxy. I mean, it's such a great kind of, you know, he's an old-fashioned pirate. Great. Be wonderful. I mean, not that I want to be a pirate, but the idea of that kind of freedom of having your own ship and being able to go wherever the hell you want to, and having no ties, just really appealed to me back then when I was single. Not anymore.
The good old days. How old were you when you did Sebulba? Watto. I keep saying Sebulba. I'm so tired.
Get it right.
Watto.
How old was I?
Yeah.
I hadn't long been married. We just had our first child, so that would make me. I was about.
Oh, just roughly like 30s or something.
It's 43.
You're
So
in your
makes me very old.
Yeah, you look a lot younger than you are. That's well done, you. That's why I asked. I was like, you must have been a young man when you did it.
Yes, well, I'm a middle-aged man. I'm even more middle-aged now. I look after myself and I drink lots of red wine. As a Frenchman told me, the way to live long, drink lots of red wine. Okay, I'm with them on that.
So red wine's the secret.
Red wine, definitely.
So I was wondering if we could talk to. We did this great successfully in Nashville a couple of months back. If we can possibly talk to Watto for a little bit.
Okay, let me see. I have to get in the
Oh, it's method. You got to do the method.
Well,
hat. Do you want a little hat? Do you want a
of
little
course.
metal hat?
No. We needn't go that far, but I might fly around a bit.
Okay, Watto is now here. What do you want? Who are you? Who are you want to speak to?
My
me?
name's Kevin,
Kevin.
and I'm your interviewer.
Okay.
So, what do you think of what do you think of Dallas? It's hot, just like Tatooine, right?
It's lovely. What? Why only one son? What are you talking about? I thought everything was bigger in Texas. Only one son?
Well, the other one's set.
Oh, okay.
That's not true. So, is the heat? Is it too hot out there? Do you like the heat?
No, I like the heat. Very, very good heat. Like, nice heat.
Okay. Let me ask you something, Watto. Who's your favorite Star Wars character?
Well, Watto.
And don't say Han Solo.
Watto is my favorite Star Wars character. What do you mean?
And what do you like about Watto?
Watto, he's gorgeous. He's handsome.
He's got a great voice.
He has got a great voice. You never heard my singing voice. Maybe it's best you didn't. And he loves his mother.
Whoa. Can you sing as Watto?
No.
Have you ever tried it?
As Watto? No.
Watto, ladies and gentlemen, Watto. I'm not gonna make you do it too much, but that would have been great if you could have built out a couple of chorus lines from something as Watto. I don't think you can sing in that voice, could you? It's just not a singing voice.
No, I did manage to for I forget what it was now. It's for a commercial or something. They made me do the tune from the canteen. But it's tricky in that voice.
You did that for a commercial?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it was all. I mean, it was all. It came through Lucasfilms there at the time. It might have been for Star Wars. I can't remember what it was.
Was it one of the Lego things or something? Oh, somebody knows. Okay, what?
Oh, that's what it was for. Aha!
So it looks like we have a couple nerds in the back row there. But okay, so how long ago was that? Oh, it was a while ago. Okay, so you did that a long time ago.
Yes. It stays in the memory. You know, it would stay in the memory. Yeah.
Am I doing it right there?
It's kind of an earworm.
One of the questions I like to get, because obviously we're all big Star Wars fans. I always like to know what everybody else, what their favorite movie is. What's their thing they're a fan of.
Oh, my favorite movie?
Yeah.
Oh, there were so many.
That's what I ask that question, and usually I get an answer this weekend. For some reason, this weekend they're all like, I can't think of one.
Oh, I can think of.
It's like just say Gone with the Wind.
No, I'm not a big fan of Gone with the Wind.
I don't think it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get the hype.
No, I mean I was a big fan of Humphrey Bogart. I go way back. Cary Grant, I used to love. More recently, you see, now jet lag's kicking in. I can't think of any recent films. My favorite film of all time, and it's boring, but because it's a lot of people's favorite.
There are no wrong answers. That's what I tried to express to somebody earlier.
Okay, but it's A Wonderful Life.
That's a good one.
Which we watch every Christmas, and in floods of tears. And every Christmas we go, why do we do this? Because it puts you through hell. It puts you through absolute hell. Oh God, it's so. But it has got a wonderful ending. It's a wonderful, heartwarming film. I like films with heart. There are a lot of modern films I don't like, and they don't have endings. Films now don't have endings. They just kind of go, yeah. And this might happen or might not. They gotta leave the door open. I like things with a beginning and a middle and an end. I'm a traditionalist like that. I'm trying to think of a film I saw recently. I saw the Bob Dylan film, which I thought was great. I'm a big fan of Bob Dylan.
That's on my Prime
Oh,
queue.
it's
I got to
great.
check that out. Yeah.
Really, really good. Really, really good.
Do we have any questions from the audience? I see right here in the front.
Oh,
row.
I have to just.
Hey, I'm sorry to put
sorry,
this.
I have to just say that when they phoned up and they said do you want to do a job for the RSC? I said, what? The Royal Shakespeare Company? They said, no, Rebel Scum Con. I said, oh yeah, okay, yeah. Sorry.
It's something. I'm a huge Attack of the Clones fan, and there's this moment where Watto has almost empathy for Annie and the mother, which I always, I don't know. It's just you don't expect to have a moment of empathy with Watto. How much of that was in the script, and how much of that did you do?
Well, I had a brief discussion with George beforehand, and I said there's quite a few years have elapsed since the last movie. So do you want any sort of change? Is he a bit older, a bit sort of mellower? And he said, yeah, he's lost everything. He's kind of, he's washed up. He's kind of, it's all over for him. So I was like, okay, yeah. So yes, I made him much more kind of downbeat and older, and slightly sort of more. He's more wistful, yeah. And so when Annie comes up, he's kind of there's this thing that's come out of his past, Annie, Annie, it is you, all that stuff. It was actually very moving to play that scene. It's a funny story. There's a bit at the beginning of that scene. I don't know if it survived the cut, but it was all supposed to be in Huttese. And when we actually got the sides for the shooting script in the morning, on a film, you get that they keep doing rewrites, and you get these pages of script shoved under your door called sides, usually first thing in the morning, before you go on set. And so about sort of 5 o'clock in the morning, this paper comes under my door, and it's the rewritten scene. I haven't got the script. All they give you is the sides. It was all very hush-hush as well. You're not supposed to have the script and all that. So they give you bits of script at a time. So I got these bits of script, and I remember in the original script, the first 3 or 4 lines were in Huttese, and these weren't. It was in English, and I thought, oh. So I get to the set. It's in the middle of the desert. First thing in the morning, extras everywhere, cameraman, it was a huge shoot, and I said to George, I remember on the original, the first lines were in Huttese, and he said, yeah, they should be in Huttese. He said, show me. I said, look, it's all in English. He went, oh, okay. He said, do you remember any Huttese from the first movie? Yeah, okay, let's throw something around and see what we come up with. And so I actually collaborated with George Lucas, writing a scene in Huttese. And while everyone else waited. It was great. Anyway, so when we came to do it, it was, as I was saying, it was actually very moving because it was a kind of, it was a reunion. And I was so moved. I was sitting down. I was supposed to stay sitting down while there's a camera over my shoulder while Anakin comes into shot. And I was so moved, I actually got up and gave him a hug and said, cut. What are you doing? I'm sorry. I was moved. I was moved by the moment. No, you stay out of the thing. Okay, let's do it again. But yes, you're right. It was a very kind of Watto has changed. He's moved on, and I think that scene proves that he does have a heart, that he does feel, and that he felt the loss for Anakin quite strongly. apart from the fact that he was the best pod racer ever, I think he had genuine affection for it.
You know, if you go to the store here, I design a lot of the things we have here. Not to
All right.
toot my own horn, but like there's coins, patches. We do things like that here. I know I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm saying. But the thing is that it's always hard to come up with an idea. You have to come up with something. But Rebel Scum Con, Royal Shakespearean Company. There's going to be something Shakespearean in the art next year. I can see it already. I think it's a great idea, and I will totally give you credit when we make it.
I'm surprised you haven't done that before.
That's pretty funny. We got the gentleman over here. We got a mic right there.
What was life like after the movie came out? I mean, did your friends treat you a lot differently? And, how long did it take before things maybe got back to normal, if it ever did?
That's an interesting. I mean, I'm not sure they ever have. After when the movie came out, I mean, I was. It was great. I thought I'm part of Star Wars, and I took my boys along to to the cast and crew showing, and it was just great. And there was a wonderful atmosphere, and the soundtrack and the Star Wars. I think yes, and I think I've made it. I've made it. The film comes out, and nothing. Life just goes on. And if unless you're a major star, nobody really cares. I'm just a jobbing actor. I'm going from job to job to job. A lot of people, when I go out to dinner with people and they don't know who I am, and I mention Star Wars, they're impressed. But apart from that, in the acting world, nobody nobody really cares. So my life, I can't say my life changed hugely. What it has been good for, though, which has been wonderful, is it's taken me all over the world. It's brought me to places like this. I've been to Japan. I've been to Mexico. I've been to places I wouldn't otherwise have gone to. I've been all over Europe. So it's been great, and I get to meet great people. I mean, it's changed my life in that respect. But as an actor, not a lot, not a great deal. No.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't get two.
Hey, I think I was like 8 when the Phantom Menace came out, and so
Nice
it was
and really
super
old.
impactful for me
Right.
as a little kid growing up. So I watched the movie all the time, and I also played the Phantom Menace video game constantly. I think you did the lines for the game. I was just curious if you had any memory or recollection of cool stories of doing the voice acting for the character in the game. So I know these guys are kind of talking about the pod race game. You did the song from that.
Yeah, when you do a game like that, they set you up in a studio with literally a book like that of lines, and you have to go through each page. Sorry, each page has a number of lines on it, look left, look right, no, don't do that, and all this, and so you record everything on a line by line basis, and for a game like that, I mean, it was a full day and a half, I think, of recording, and I have to say it's not the most rewarding experience to record that, because you're on your own. It's nice working with someone else, but you're on your own, and it's tiring. It's very, very tiring. You're just sort of firing off lines into a mic, and you get a bit kind of bored at the end of the day. It's very hard to keep up the energy and interest in the thing. So, excuse me. So if you enjoyed it, then I'm glad because I've done my job well against the odds. But yeah, no, it's not my favorite thing to do. As I say, it's just kind of churning out lines. It's kind of dull.
So in the comics recently, it was theorized that Darth Vader might have killed Watto, and said that maybe that's not the real fate of Watto. What do you think? How do you think your character ends, or is he still around on Tatooine?
It's a fake news.
I don't know. After the second one, I was saying goodbye to everyone, and George said, "Andy, I'm afraid we're going to have to send Watto down the river." I said, "Oh dear, what a shame." He said, "Yeah, well, there we are. There are the breaks." I said, "Oh, well, fair enough, But I don't know. I always thought he might come back at some point, maybe a little spin-off series. The Toydarian. Who knows? To give me a bit of a pension, But no, I assumed that he just kind of carried on what he was doing with his junk shop, and maybe kind of retired off to a little place out in the desert with a droid or two, and sort of went fishing. Can you fish in the desert?
On Tatooine? Yeah,
On
yeah, you go
Tatooine,
fishing,
in the desert, yeah.
You got one more? Got time for one or two more questions.
Magnetic fishing. Catching junk.
In the Dune Sea.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a kind of almost a joke question, but there's been some discussions of how Anakin Skywalker was his mother was a virgin birth. There was no father. What are your thoughts on the idea that Watto was the father?
I have to say, I think that's a bit of a stretch. Virgin birth, well, that's the kind of the story it is. It's a creation myth. But no, I don't think so. I mean, have you seen him? Really? I don't think even another Toydarian would find him very attractive.
Because you do a lot of Doctor Who stuff too, compared to Star Wars.
I've never done any Doctor Who stuff.
No, I swear I thought I read your bio and said no. I'm sorry.
No.
Do you think either A, he's lying to you, or B, he just forgot?
I think he forgot. I think he's jet lagged.
Okay, yeah.
No, did you maybe do a small thing 20 years ago for 2 seconds, maybe?
No, I would remember that.
Okay.
You do have credits under.
Really?
You need to get your lawyer to get you a paycheck from freaking England.
Yeah, I'm
from
sorry
Doctor
about
Who.
that. No, I never did anything.
Did you have a question though with that?
I know what you're talking about. Yes, sorry.
Come on back up.
I didn't do Doctor Who on television, but I did on the radio. That's what it is.
yeah.
I did for a company called Big Finish.
Yeah.
I made a couple of Doctors. So yeah, I apologize.
So you did lie to him.
I did lie to him, yeah. But then,
So is there a comparison that
I'm
you
a
can make?
Toydarian, what do you expect?
So what was your question?
Well, just what was the comparison like doing Doctor Who and doing Star Wars? Being both space and adventure.
I'd never really thought about that. It's quite a good question. When I did the stuff for, I suppose the main difference is when I was doing the Star Wars, I was on set. It's a movie, and for Doctor Who, it was in a radio studio. At least I was working with other people, which was nice. But so I suppose that's the kind of main difference. And also with Doctor Who, I think I played 4 or 5 different characters.
Now it's coming out. You have a freaking giant history with Doctor Who.
It's not something I talk about very often. So there we are. Yeah, movies, radio, I suppose, is the biggest difference.
Did you had a second question? Go ahead. Oh, look, he's gonna pull the mic like
Look at this.
he's James
He's a
Brown. He's
professional.
James freaking Brown here. Da-da-da-da.
I was born in 1971, so I'm original trilogy
crap,
guy.
you're old.
Yeah, original trilogy guy. And when the Phantom Menace came out, I was kind of like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It didn't recapture youth, and there was a bit of an issue with it. Over the years, it's gained a tremendous popularity now more than ever. Especially the sort of affection for Watto. I just wanted to know how you felt about that. Have you seen that over the years as far as this film and the love? And obviously everyone's here. We flew here.
Yes, I have. No, because when it came out, there was some, which I didn't hear about. There was some nonsense about Watto being an anti-Semitic character. Which, I mean, it was just so far from the truth. But some critic had mistaken my Italian accent for a Jewish accent. I mean, and I got people saying that I based the character on Fagin, which is total nonsense. So there was a bit of that. And I think that was one of the reasons why ultimately he didn't reappear. The character didn't reappear later on. But since then, I mean, that's all died down, and people, I think, have realized that was just all nonsense. And the nice thing is that people who saw those films when they were kids now come back as grown-ups and buy my autographs, which is kind of, it's a win-win for me. And yeah, I mean, it's so nice to have people come out saying, Watto's my favorite character in the movie. And a lot of people do. And there's great warmth for him, because people, which is nice for me as well, because I did try to imbue him with a certain amount of heart and sort of generosity of spirit. Even though he steals from everyone and he cheats everyone blind. I mean, I felt that he was a sort of he was a rough diamond. He was a villain with a heart of gold. That's how I approached him. And also, I think he was quite funny as well. I tried to make him as funny as I possibly could, because he's sort of ridiculous, and I think he knows he's ridiculous as well. So he's got no sort of he sees himself for what he is, and I think he has a sense of humor about that, if that makes any sense at all.
It does. Thank you. It's fantastic. Thank you.
All right, we have, and just for the record, I was born in '71 too, so you're not that old.
Excellent.
And yeah, just put the mic back there, James. I feel good. Do we have time for one more question? You got one more question out there from the audience? Oh, look at them. Okay, well, what's Forces of Others? What is it, like a podcast? Yeah. All right, well, send the other one down here. Send the other one down here right now. I want a question from the Forces of Others. What kind of podcast is that?
I'm going to shock everyone. It's a Star Wars podcast.
I got that. But what usually it's collecting, it's about whatever.
So literally our whole thing is meeting as many different Star Wars fans as possible, figuring out what it means to you. And so I'll ask you a question about this. If you all said this earlier, we came in a couple minutes late, so I apologize. But when did you first see Star Wars? What's the first Star Wars memory that you have?
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah, the first Star Wars memory I have, I was sharing a flat in London with Tony Head, funnily enough, because we did Godspell together in the West End back in the day. This is it back in at the end of the 70s. And he'd been out to the movie. He said to Andy, he said, you have to see, there's this fabulous movie that's just come out called Star Wars. You've got to go and see it. And so I thought, oh, yeah, all right. Because Tony was always going off to see weird things and coming back saying, this is the best thing ever. And I'd go, and they really weren't. So anyway, I went off to the Odeon, Leicester Square, to watch it. And I was totally blown away. I was absolutely blown away. But I thought, this is wonderful. This is the film I have always wanted to watch that nobody's made until now. That's what I thought. And I was completely captivated then. And by the whole universe. I said, this is wonderful. You know, here is a universe that you can actually sort of step into and get lost in. It was wonderful. The whole thing, I thought, was so well thought out. So yeah, that's my first Star Wars memory.
Well, Forces of Others, that was a great final question. I want to thank you very much. And I'd like to thank Watto, the Toydarian, new movie coming out in 2027.
Thank you
Andy
very
Secombe.
much.
Thank you very much. Anyway, let me say it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yes, very good. Yes, very good.
I'll be taking collection at the door.
You'll be here. I know I'm coughing because I'm doing it. But you'll be here for the rest of the weekend, right? Until Sunday?
I'm here, yes, here till Sunday, yes.
All right, so come on by and say hi to Andy
Come
during
on
the week.
by.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.